path. I suddenly clicked and said to myself, "You're on your own now. Be a bit more wise and cautious." So I stopped in the center of this large bush and lit a fire. I listened and heard movement. I slowly and quietly moved out of the brush and round, expecting to see a big deer. Instead, about 200 yards away from me, I saw a white figure on all fours. Looked like it was sniffing around the ground, as a dog would if you were walking down the street covers and lampposts. First, I thought it's the warden. He's found the stuff and is looking for us with his dog. But the sound it was making sounded more like a pig sniffing. So I thought it was a large boar. It was the right color to be a pig. I watched it for about 30 seconds trying to determine it. Then it stopped dead, didn't move. I know it now knew that I was there. I froze, took hold of my machete and waited. Then this thing stood up on its back legs. It was massive. I'm 6'3". This thing was at least 7 feet tall. And it ran at me at full speed up the hill, like a person would run. Squalling like a banshee you would hear in a horror film, crossed with a pig. I ran like a bee, got in my car, and drove off without looking back. I've never been so scared in my life. I have been back since, but never on my own. The funny thing, I've never heard of anyone knowing or any proof of it till last year. Can't believe that I'm not the only one to see this. Typically, I see something after 2 years of trying when I was on my own. I have proof of the lights in the trees, okay? I have 2 other witnesses to that. I have no proof of the Pigman, other than believe me or not. Wow. And that's the second UK Canuck Pigman story.
Jesus, I don't like it. I liked the story. I was actually, I was really in it. I was like, oh my God, I'm actually getting really scared. But the whole screaming like a banshee mixed with a pig thing is, I'm trying to imagine what that would sound like, and I'm having.
I don't even know what that would be. It's a banshee pig. I mean, they said that it sounded like it was dying earlier. A lot of people are having a lot of trouble describing this. Fortunately, there's not a lot of shows that do this UK Pigman. He needs to get a little more respect out there. I know he's got to compete with the Black Eyed Kids, but come on, Haunting Stoppers. I haven't heard of
any of this. Yeah, haunted. What was it?
Haunted Finders. Come on, Haunted Finders. You're already out there with your Black Eyed Pigs. Look out for the Pigman, though. But it's time to meet another Pigman. Let's meet...
Another one?
Let's meet the Northfield Pigman of Vermont. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Unfortunately for everyone, especially those in the northeast of the United States, that was not the only Pigman tromping around, all right? Sniffing around with those truffles.
Yeah,
Vermont.
Sniff.
Vermont always looks nice. Have you guys ever been there?
No, I've actually really wanted to go, but I never have.
I've been to Vermont a lot, actually. I love Vermont. I used to go snowboarding with my family all the time, and I've spent some time up there, gone on a couple fishing trips.
Cool.
Yeah, actually, I went to Lake Champlain one time, which borders Vermont
did you?
right there. So, I went.
Pigman can't go there, though.
No, I didn't see any Pigman.
No Champy merch?
I was looking for Champ. I didn't see any Champy merch. I would have gotten some if I did see some.
Man, you know, that's kind of disappointing that you would think if you were there that they would be kind of like on par with the Nessie stuff, that it would be out and about. But
you know, it's a really, really big lake. It's very big. Yeah.
You were in the middle of it.
Yeah.
He wasn't on tourist row or
I wasn't in the touristy area, I don't think.
Yeah,
you're too cool.
I love that
shit, man.
I love that all of our minds always immediately go to, did they have merch? Did you get the merch?
I mean, wouldn't
merch?
You? That's
a lot of
what I would
cryptid
think
popularity is merchandise driven. Mothman Fest going on now. Love that Mothman.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Hope someone gets me a shirt.
About to bring that up. Go get your shirts, man.
But let's we're getting distracted. Let's get back to the Vermont Pigman. Now this pig is in an area with a lot of strange activity going on too. Okay, this is from a place called the Devil's Washbowl, home to many strange phenomenon. But here, luckily, Pigman gets top billing here. Not like in Canuck Chase, he's not just one of many. He is one of many, but he is the primary. Even Pukwudgie he cannot be the top billed one in the Bridgewater Triangle. But Pigman, Devil's Washbowl, he gets top billing.
Wait. There was a Pigman in Bridgewater too?
No, I'm saying I'm comparing him to.
I'm like, thank God.
Like how Pukwudgie, he's a big part
like
of Bridgewater Triangle, but he's a 5th, 6th tier player. Pigman is the top tier.
Yeah,
of
he's
the Devil's
headlining.
Washbowl.
Yeah, Pigman's headlining.
Headlining this show. That's good.
And and he's got a great history, too, that I'm going to tell right now. Sam Harris, also known as the Pigman, is the sad story of a boy named age 17 that went missing in the hills of Northfield, Vermont in 1951. The night before Halloween, October 30th, 1951, Sam set out with eggs in hand for what he called Picket Night, a night of mischief. The next morning, when his parents awoke and found him missing, they set off a huge search party that lasted weeks and involved hundreds of locals over hundreds of square miles. Although never found, it is said that there has been sightings of Sam, who some say became possessed by the devil himself that fateful night. Sam Harris is known to slaughter pigs and eat their entrails and hollow out the pig's head and wear over his, all while terrifying and terrorizing the small New England town locals. Sam still today haunts the hills surrounding Devil's Washbowl, where they say he lives with the pigs and is also known for beastiality, spawning half-man, half-pig offspring.
I don't know if it works like that, but yeah, all right.
I know. Let me just dress up as something. So a bunch of furries think that, and I'm going to make a wolf hybrid if I dress up like a wolf.
But he's having sex with the pigs.
I got that. I totally got that. I still don't think, I don't think it works like that, though.
If that lady could have a pig man, he could have little piglets.
I mean, they were doing experiments. I don't know if it's going to naturally... I don't know if it's going to naturally line up like that, you know?
I'm with you, Rob. The DNA is just not going to work out. It's just, it's not going to take. I fucking hope it wouldn't.
Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
What are the chances of, what are the chances of two pig hybrid creatures being born on separate continents in separate places? I know we've been on a bit of a monster kick, and this episode, this is, of course, no exception. After tonight, though, I will change it up, but for now, much like the Pukwudgie, we will now hear the legacy and the myth of the Vermont Pigman from my new favorite show, same as last week, Monsters and Mysteries on Travel Channel. They did Pigman. And I guess I'll take a break after it. I'm sorry to do these two in a row, but this show, I love it. And let's hear the first clip now. Let's get into this Pigman story.
In America's far northeast, within the Green Mountains of Vermont, the countryside town of Northfield. By all appearances, Northfield is a quintessential New England village. A charming mix of farming families and college students. What's curious is Northfield's obsession with a most unusual beast. A pigman monstrosity that's terrorized locals for decades.
Yeah. Even it just as scary as the last one. What's that?
No, yeah, the music is terrifying, but that wasn't much detail. It's just been terrorizing people. But, I mean, there are young children who terrorize neighborhoods, too, so...
It's like this guy. We're going to hear about it.
He sounds like a real horror movie character. This thing sounds like something straight out of a movie. It wears a pig head. It's a guy who wears a pig head on his head.
Okay. I want to. This is a little.
The other one was a person named Sam.
This is the mysterious part to me. So this Vermont Pigman legend starts with Sam Harris as someone who was possessed by the devil, stuck a pig head on his head, and is terrorizing people.
And then started fucking pigs. Yeah.
And started spawning pigs. Maybe these stories that we are going to hear about from Monsters and Mysteries, this first story that they're going to talk about is from 1971. So that's a good 20 years after that. Maybe this is one of his kids. They never mention Sam in this story. This is just stories about pigmen and what they're getting up to here in Vermont. So now we're going to hear more about this area, the Devil's Washbowl.
In order to really understand Northfield's monster legend, you have to get out to the edge of town, to a place where the woods descend into a rugged ravine. A single winding road is the only way in, and the only way out. Locals call it the Devil's Washbowl.
I would not want to be in a Devil's Washbowl alone at night. It would be really easy for something to hide up there. There's caves, there's really, really thick underbrush.
It definitely is a creepy region. I mean, you're so isolated. If something were to happen to you up in Devil's Washbowl, there's a good chance no one would find you.
In fact, the Devil's Washbowl has a long history of very odd, pig-related encounters.
Uh-oh. That can mean a lot of things.
We didn't say
You never
Pigman.
want to hear that. You never want to hear
you
that
go out
about
to-
anything. That there's
I mean,
a lot
if you
of
go to
pig-related
Denny's, you have
encounters.
a lot of pig-related encounters every time you go to breakfast, to be honest. I was actually, please tell me I'm not the only one who was thinking, like, okay, would this Pigman be absolutely delicious if we killed him? And, yeah.
Are you hungry? Are you just hungry right now?
No. Yeah, I guess
Have you had
so.
breakfast yet?
I
I think
am
you're a little
now.
hungry. I think you're a little hungry, maybe. Possibly.
You're taking pig-related encounters in a very strange way, but I hear pig-related encounters. I'm all in on this, so let's hear the story.
The strangeness started in 1971 when a young man, about 20 years old, disappeared from a farm on Darby Hill.
According to the legend, the young man handled his pigs with cruelty. One night, he met with a gruesome end.
Come get your food.
One variation of the story says that they never found a body. He had been eaten by pigs.
Oh, my God.
So
Oh, my
in
God.
this-
Just like with Hannibal Lecter, right?
It's like a mob,
yeah.
like a mob movie, like a mafia movie, kind of.
Yeah.
Feed them to the pigs,
so-
man.
They never mention that this guy is Sam, and this is definitely 20 years after the Sam story, but what they're showing it, and you can't tell, is he's feeding the pigs, and he's also saying, play soundboard clip 1, please.
Yes.
Come get your food.
I immediately thought, like, what's that fucking quote from Napoleon Dynamite?
Come get your
They're
food.
very reminiscent.
Tina.
Yeah, you stupid lard. But he is he's feeding the pigs. But what he's doing is he has this big old cattle prod, and he is torturing those pigs when he's feeding them. And Pigman comes up and throws him in there, and then pigs eat him. So Pigman gets a little vengeance.
See, I'm not the only one thinking about food.
I love
No,
that
they're not.
Pigman's looking out for the little pigs. He's the big pig, and
does.
he's like, "Don't mess with my
Yeah.
friends, bro."
Don't mess
And
with my
when he
piggy.
threw him in, when he threw that guy in there, he said,
Come get your food.
God, come
This
get
is
your
just-
food.
"This is just the beginning of a slew of pig-related encounters, as we will hear right here."
The parents launched a search party and combed the area from Devil's Washbowl, pretty much all of western Northfield. He was never found again. Nothing ever turned up. No trace of him. That was that. But weird things started happening around the Darby Hill area. A farmer one night heard commotion, like his garbage cans are being gone through. Like he had the old tin, the old metal cans, and he just heard something knock them over.
He figured it was a wild animal, perhaps a bear. What he saw next bore no relation to anything natural,
Bore.
anything known.
See?
He goes out and he saw the naked body of a man, but it had the grotesque head of a pig.
So this guy comes outside, and Pigman is messing around with his trash cans, and he's naked.
Messing around with his trash cans naked. That sounds like a typical encounter on the streets when you live in a city. Really,
This
people
isn't
going
a big
through your
city.
cans.
This guy lives in the
Yeah,
Devil's Washbowl.
Just saying, it's something that happens. Like,
Honestly,
sure, it'll happen less often.
It
but-
sounds like a normal day in New York City, to be honest.
Yeah,
it sounds.
honestly.
It sounds like walking down the street in New York City to me.
I mean, shit. Even
Yeah, but-
Hillcrest, San Diego, that shit was it's the constant. Like, you would wake up to the sound of somebody rummaging through your cans, and
Those
if you
aren't
look out your window
Pigman.
and they're not naked, you don't know.
Look, big
I mean, I'm
cities have a
glad
lot
they
of
weren't.
problems, but Pigman isn't one of them. So as far as we know, all right? Small towns have bigger
Nice.
problems. They have monsters. There's not a lot of
That's
New York
smaller
Pigmen.
problems.
There,
This-
Well, there's
I
a
beg
lot
to
of
differ.
there's a lot
I
of
beg
there's
to
a lot of
differ.
pigmen in
Yeah, I beg
New
to
York
differ.
City. A lot.
You just don't. We just don't know about them yet.
No, they're everywhere, Rob. There's a lot of pig men out there.
There's a lot of pig.
They're everywhere.
There's pig people everywhere. I'm pretty sure, but
Well, these are the big ones.
These are the popular ones.
Yeah, we're not.
These are the actual
oh,
hybrids. Okay, I
Wow.
get it.
I wouldn't describe any of these as popular in any way, but we're going to hear the rest of this early pig-related sighting. And here, the local man is about to start Elmer Fudding to this thing's Porky Pigging.